Good morning. Generally, while discussing about the ancient and medieval history for UPSC, we use it to say that you don't need to worry about political history. UPSC would ignore political history. They would not ask about the kings and their titles. You can emphasize more on society, art, architecture, economy. Sometimes you can get some questions on administrative terms. But recently what UPSC is doing, they are not asking the specific names of kings and their titles, but they are asking about the regional kingdoms and arrange them chronologically. Or else who came first and who entered last with respect to the foreign invaders. If a foreign king came to India, and who are the contemporary rulers in India. So like that, indirectly they are touching the aspects of political history. Okay. Let's say, for example, earlier they have asked a question. In post-Mauryan period, we have foreign invaders, Central Asian invaders. They are the Indo-Greeks, Parthians, Kushans, Shakas, and arrange them chronologically. This question was asked twice. Okay, who came first? Indo-Greeks. Indo-Greeks first entered into India. Okay, and they ruled from the Afghanistan. Then next one is Western Shakas or Shakas. You can generally call it as a Shakas. Then Parthians. Parthians are from Iran region. And finally Kushans. Okay. To answer these kind of questions, first of all, we need to understand the very trajectory of ancient and medieval Indian history. Okay. As I said that ancient and medieval history is something like a wave. Trough and crest. Okay. So here we have the 6th century BC. From 6th century BC onwards, we have the formation of states. In 6th century BC, what states were formed? Mahajanapadas. 16 Mahajanapadas were formed. 16 Mahajanapadas were formed. Out of these 16, one emerged as victorious. One emerged as powerful, and that is Magadha. And Magadha capital was Pataliputra. Okay. And from Magadha only, your Chandragupta Maurya captured throne from Dhanananda and established Mauryan Empire. So, by the time of the Mauryans, it reached its celestial heights, and you can see the empire. Okay. But this empire was collapsed by 200 BC. Once Mauryan Empire was collapsed, it led to post-Mauryan period. Okay. And in the post-Mauryan period, we have many regional kingdoms. Okay. And that is nothing but Indo-Greeks, Shakas, Parthians, and the Kushans. Okay. Out of this post-Mauryan period, finally, an empire was established by Guptans. Guptans were the Samantas, subordinates of the Kushans. Okay. But that Sri Gupta, he declared independence and he started the Guptan kingdom. By the time of the Samudragupta, it became an empire. Guptan Empire. Now, Guptan Empire is going to be disintegrated. Again, you can see the regional kingdoms. Here you have regional kingdoms. Okay. Then out of these regional kingdoms, and these regional kingdoms were continued up to 1200 AD. Okay. In 1200 AD, Delhi Sultanate was formed. Delhi Sultanate was ruled by Slave dynasty, Khalji dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty, Sayyid dynasty, and Lodi dynasty. Okay, and your Delhi Sultanate, it reached its peak by the time of the Muhammad bin Tughlaq. After Muhammad bin Tughlaq, gradually the South Indian kingdoms, they started declaring the independence. They started declaring independence. Now, gradually Delhi Sultanate has been declining, particularly in South India, we have some regional kingdoms. The regional kingdoms. What are those regional kingdoms? Vijayanagara. Vijayanagaras, Bahmanis, okay, Bijapur, Bidar, Berar, Golconda, Ahmednagar. So these are all the small Islamic states emerged in Deccan region. Finally, Delhi Sultanate was collapsed with the first battle of Panipat. In which year? 1526. In 1526, first battle of Panipat was happened, and Delhi Sultanate was replaced by Mughals. Here we have Mughals. From Babur to Aurangzeb, it emerged as, it survived as a empire. But after Aurangzeb, you can see the attrition, erosion of Mughal empire. Now we have regional kingdoms. Regional kingdoms. Finally, this Mughal empire was also replaced by British. Am I correct? This is how the political landscape of India from ancient to almost modern period. Generally, we thought that whenever empire was formed, and that is important, we believed that. Okay, whatever the beliefs we have, those are going to be shattered by the UPSC. When you focus more on Mauryans, they ask questions on post-Mauryan. Okay, they would not shed their light. Everyone talks about Mauryans, but they ask questions on post-Mauryan, because in post-Mauryan period only you have Gandhara, Madura, Amaravati schools apart. In post-Mauryan period only a foreign invaders came and they settled. You can see the convergence of indigenous as well as foreign cultures. So that is the interesting area for UPSC. Am I clear? So these days they are asking on the regional kingdoms. Regional kingdoms, particularly their political history. If I ask you who are the kings in Mauryan Empire, you can directly say, okay, first one is Chandragupta Maurya, second one Bindusara, like that. You will make the list. Then what about these regional kingdoms? Are you getting? They are not asking specific kings, but asking about the kingdoms, their capitals, okay, their founders. Match the following things. That is how they are framing the questions. Now, let us see regional kingdoms in post-Mauryan period. Regional kingdoms in post-Mauryan period. Yeah, take this map. The last Mauryan ruler was killed by Pushyamitra Shunga, and Padaliputra was occupied by Pushyamitra Shunga, and they established Shunga dynasty. Here we have Shunga dynasty. Shunga dynasty is indigenous kingdom, and Shungas were replaced by Kanvas. Kanvas. In North India, along with these indigenous kingdoms, we have some foreign dynasties like Indo-Greeks, Shakas, Parthians, and Kushans. You know this landscape. Then in the Deccan region, we have a indigenous kingdom called Satavahanas. Here we have Satavahanas. In Orissa was ruled by Chedi dynasty. Or we can call it as a Mahameghavarman dynasty. Chedi dynasty or Mahameghavarman dynasty. Below the Krishna river, south of the Krishna river, we have Sangam kingdoms called Cholas. Here in the Malabar coast, Cheras. In the south of Tamil Nadu, we have Pandyans. Whatever we marked with the yellow, they are all indigenous kingdoms. So with the brick color, they are all foreign kingdoms. So we all know post-Mauryan period leads to Guptan. After Guptan, we have the post-Guptan. After Guptan, we have post-Guptan. Okay. So here, in post-Mauryan period, we have the Satavahanas. Once we enter into the Guptan period, this entire North India was dominated by Guptans. Then what about the Deccan? Who replaced the Satavahanas? Satavahanas were replaced by Vakatakas. Here, these northern parts of Deccan was replaced by Vakatakas. Okay. Satavahanas have controlled Maharashtra as well as parts of Andhra and Telangana. Okay. So in Maharashtra, Vakatakas occupied. Then what about Andhra and Telangana? Andhra and Telangana regions, this block was replaced by Ikshvakus. Ikshvakus. Am I sensible? That is in Gupta Empire. When Gupta Empire dominated the North India, here the changes. Okay. Then in the southern Karnataka, we have Gangas. Gangas. They are also called as Western Gangas. Western Gangas. Western Gangas. Then Ikshvakus. Ikshvakus were replaced by Pallavas. Ikshvakus were replaced by Pallavas. In the Deccan region, Vakatakas is replaced by Badami Chalukyas. Badami Chalukyas. Here, Chola Pandyans. These are the Sangam kingdoms. These were replaced by Kalabaras. Kalabaras. Kalabharas. Kalabaras. If you have this information, you can easily answer the questions related to political history. You don't need to confuse. Okay. Now, I am going to take up some regional kingdoms in post-Mauryan period as well as the Guptan and post-Guptan period. Is it clear? Now, look at this. Chedi dynasty. Generally, we don't discuss much about Chedi dynasty. If you don't focus on Chedi dynasty, UPSC would focus. Okay. In the entire Chedi dynasty, there is one powerful ruler, and that powerful ruler was Karavela. Powerful ruler was Karavela. Write down. Chedi dynasty. Chedi dynasty. Chedi dynasty. It was established by Mahameghavarman. It was established by Mahameghavarman. Mahameghavarman. He ruled over Kalinga region. He ruled over Kalinga region. Okay. A powerful ruler in this dynasty. Was Kharavela. Okay. The entire information related to Kharavela and post-Mauryan period we are getting from the inscription. What is that inscription? Hathigumpa inscription. Very good. Kharavela, write down. Kharavela issued Hathigumpa inscription. Hathigumpa. Gumpa means hill. Hathi means elephant. In which language? Prakrit language and Brahmi script. Write down. It was written in Prakrit language and Brahmi script. Number of times they have asked questions on Hathigumpa inscription. Okay. Write down. In this inscription, Kharavela described about his 13 years rule. Kharavela described about his 13 years rule. He repaired Kalinga Nagari. Kalinga Nagari, which was destroyed by the floods of Mahanadi. See, earlier, where did we get the reference of Kalinga? Yeah. Ashoka invaded Kalinga in 13th regnal year. So, generally, North Indian rulers invaded Kalinga. Was he the first ruler, Ashoka? Invaded Kalinga? Prior to Ashoka, who invaded Kalinga? Which North Indian ruler invaded Kalinga? Ashoka is not the first ruler. You know, we have Nanda dynasty established by Mahapadmananda. So, Mahapadmananda is the first ruler who attacked Kalinga. Once he attacked Kalinga and he has taken away all the Jain idols from Kalinga Nagari. Okay. And then Ashoka came and Ashoka has annexed. After the Ashoka, now here this Chedi dynasty was formed. Now the target of Kharavela is attacking the Pataliputra. So now these Kharavela attacked Pataliputra and get back the Jain idols from Pataliputra. Right down. He attacked Pataliputra. He attacked the Pataliputra and taken back Jain idols. Note. Mahapadmananda is the first North Indian ruler attacked Kalinga. Mahapadmananda is the first North Indian ruler who attacked Kalinga. See, their contemporary rulers, Chedi's contemporaries were Satavahanas. They also attacked the Shatavahanas. Right down. He also defeated Shatavahanas. He also defeated Shatavahanas. It described about Kharavela's military campaigns against Chola Chera Pandyas or Sangam kingdoms. Against Chola Chera Pandyas. Am I clear? So it is one of the important area for your prelims. We can expect a question from this Kharavela's Hathigumpa inscription. Then our focus is this one. What is this? Chola Chera Pandyas. We call them as the Sangam kingdoms. Sangam kingdoms. You know, there is a lot of buzz regarding the Tamil culture recently. There are many aspects. One is three-language issue. Central government, there is a tough between the central government and the Tamil Nadu state government. Tamil Nadu state government is not interested to implement introduce the Hindi, and that is language issue. And second thing is they try to assert the Tamil culture. That's why they declared a huge reward to decode the Indus script. And recently Tamil Nadu claimed that iron technology was used in 3000 BC by the Tamilians. And if you go back 8 months, there is a issue regarding the Sanatana Dharma. Okay. So when I say Sangam kingdoms, is it only pure Dravidian cultures? It is not the pure Dravidian cultures. Actually, you can see amalgamation, blend of Aryan and Dravidian culture. We can call it as a composite culture. Composite culture. Okay. Here we have North India. We have North India. Up to 3rd century BC, in North India, Aryan culture was popular. So here, the south of the Krishna river, we have Dravidian culture. But gradually, Aryan ideas, Aryan institutions were transmitted down towards the south. By whom? Yeah. Who spread Aryan ideas? We call him as a Vasco da Gama of India. Yeah. Ashoka. Agastya Mahamuni, very good. So, Agastya Mahamuni, he spreaded that Aryan culture into south. Over a period of time, a Dravidian culture, a composite culture was formed. Okay. And this Agastya Mahamuni, he acted as president of first Sangam and second Sangam, third Sangam. And in these three Sangams, Sangam is nothing but confluence of poets. And poets from the three regions have met at Madurai and they have composed their literature, that humongous Tamil literature. Okay. And the important Tamil literature or Sangam literature. Anyhow, in your culture part, they are going to discuss it. Sangam literature. Okay, in Sangam literature, we have the Tolkapiyam written by Tolkapiyar. It's a first Tamil Sanskrit book. Then Agatyam written by Agatyar. Then we have the Paddin Melkanaku, Paddin Kilkanaku, and epics. Okay, in epics there are three important epics: Silappadikaram, Manimegalai, and Sivaga Sindhamani. Sivaga Sindhamani or Jivaka Chintamani. Now, in this class, our focus would be on these three kingdoms: Chola, Chera, and Pandyans. Okay, write down. Sangam kingdoms. Sangam kingdoms. Here we have Cholas. Okay, write down Cholas. They ruled over Coromandel coast. They ruled over Coromandel coast. Coromandel coast. What was their capital? Chola's capital. Chola's capital was Urayur. Right down. Chola's capital was Urayur. Underline. Urayur is famous for what? Urayur is known for the muslin textiles. Right down. It is known for muslin textiles. Where did we get the reference of muslin? We use it to export muslin to Roman Empire, and Romans were fond of Indian made muslin, and they paid gold and get the muslin textiles. So there is a Latin minister, okay, Roman minister. Who is that? Pliny the Elder. He wrote a book called Naturalis Historia. In that Naturalis Historia, he advised the Roman emperor to impose a ban on the Indian imports. Okay, write down. Pliny the Elder wrote a book called Naturalis Historia. Naturalis Historia, in which he advised Roman king to impose ban on Indian textiles. Okay. Now, the Chola's emblem was tiger. Right? Their emblem was tiger. Their important ruler was Karikala Chola. And this Karikala Chola, he invaded Sri Lanka. And got 12,000 slaves. Which was used to build a reservoir on Kaveri River. A dam on Kaveri River. Yeah. Apart from this, he built one city, and that city is not Tanjavur, this Kaveri Pattanam. Right down. With the slave labor, he built Kaveri Pattanam. Kaveri Pattanam. Within the bracket, Poompuhar. It is also called as Puhar. P-U-H-E-R, Puhar. Poompuhar or Puhar. Puhar is a port city. Okay. No, not Madras. Near Kaveri Pattanam. We have a Tamil text called Pattini Palai. Write down. Pattini Palai. Pattini Palai. Discussed about Kaveri Pattanam. Pattini Palai discussed about Kaveri Pattanam. Discussed about Kaveri Pattanam. Okay. Next. Here, Cheras. Write down. Cheras. Next. They ruled over. What is this coast? Malabar coast. It ruled over Malabar coast. Actually, because of that spice trade, we are calling it as. Right on. Next. Important. Its capital. Its capital was Vanji. Vanji, it is also called as Karur. Vanji or Karur. K-A-R-U-R, Karur. Yeah. Karur Vaishya Bank. Canara Bank. Canara is also coast. Canara coast. Right down. Tondi. Tondi. And Musiri. Later it was called as Mujris. Musiri or Mujris are important port cities. Underline these port cities. Important port cities. Okay. What was their emblem? Their emblem was bow and arrow. Their emblem was bow and arrow. An important ruler was Senguttavan. An important ruler was Senguttavan. According to Silappadikaram, he started military campaign. Towards North India. Come on. Defeated various rulers. He brought a boulder. From Himalayas. Out of this Kannagi idol. Kannagi idol was created. Who is Kannagi? Wife of Kovalan. Wife of Kovalan. He started Kannagi cult. He started Kannagi cult or Patni cult. Patni cult. In South India. In South India. For this ceremony, he invited Sri Lankan ruler Gajabahu. Sri Lankan ruler Gajabahu. Sri Lankan ruler Gajabahu. Okay. The next one is Pandyans. Write down Pandyans. Pandyans ruled from the southern tip. Their capital city was Madurai. Originally it is Ten Madurai. Later from Tenumadurai to the capital was shifted to Kapadapuram. Then from Kapadapuram to Madurai. Initially their capital was Ten Madurai. Later it was shifted to Kapadapuram or Kapadapuram. Later it was shifted to Madurai. Madurai is known for what? Three Sangams were held at Madurai only. Write down. 3 Sangams, Tamil Sangams. 3 Tamil Sangams were held at Madurai. Very near. Kapadapuram, Madurai and Ten Madurai are nearby places. Recently there is a Kashi Tamil Sangam was also conducted by central government. Okay. Their emblem was, write down, Pandyan's emblem was corpse. C-O-R-P-S, corpse. Information about Madurai city was discussed in a book called Madurai Kanjai. Written by Magugi Murugan. Yeah. If you recollect the story of Silappadikaram, Kovalan, he went to Madurai city to sell off that golden anklet, but he was caught and he was given death punishment by a ruler. Who is that ruler? Nedunjelian. Right down. Nedunjelian was Pandyan ruler. Nedunjelian was Pandyan ruler who hastily Nedunjelian. Nedunjelian was Pandyan ruler who hastily executed Kovalan according to Silappadikaram. Where do we get the reference of Pandyan kingdoms? We get the reference of Pandyan kingdoms from Ashokan inscription. Yesterday only I said that first major rock edict, second major rock edict. Yeah. Which of the Ashokan major rock edict talks about Chola, Chera, Pandyan kingdoms? Yeah. What was that? How many major rock edicts we have? 14 major rock edicts. Among them, second major rock edict talk about Pratyanta kingdoms. Write down. Pandyan kingdom. Pandyan kingdom was referred in Mahabharat, comma, Ramayana, Mahabharat, Ramayana, and Ashokan inscriptions. With respect to the post-Mauryan period, there is a foreign text, and this foreign text is called as Prelims of Erythraean Sea. It is one of the important and valuable source to understand the post-Mauryan trade and commerce. Prelims of Erythraean Sea. Here Erythraean Sea is nothing but the Red Sea. An anonymous sailor and who has given the wonderful account about his trade with the India. He has not mentioned his name, but he gave detailed description about the trade happened in the Sangam kingdoms. Okay. Prelims of Erythraean Sea, write down. According to Prelims of Erythraean Sea, Pandyan kingdom is known for pearl fishing. Pandyan kingdom is known for pearl fishing. One more important point. Apart from the Madurai, there is a port city, and that port city is Korkai. Right down. An important port city in Pandyan kingdom was Korkai, Korki, Korkai. Yeah. Yeah. Thotukudi and Korkai also. Korkai was mentioned in the Prelims of Erythraean Sea. Okay. So that's all about the brief information about Sangam political history. But these days they are asking even the administration. Broadly, how the Sangam kingdoms were administered. Write down. Sangam administration. Sangam administration. Yesterday we have seen Guptan. There we jot down some of the administrative terms, administrative positions also. So here, how Sangam kingdoms were divided? Sangam kingdom was divided into Mandalam. So Tamil Nadu region is called as Tonda Mandalam. South of Nelluru, okay, and north of Madurai. That zone is called as the Tonda Mandalam. Okay. So Mandalam was divided into Nadu. We are calling Tamil Nadu. So Nadu is a administrative unit. So below Nadu, we have village. Villages are called as Perur. Perur is a village. Then city or town. City or towns are called as Ur. or it can also be called as Pattinam. Pattinam or Pattanam, same. Yeah, like province. You know, Rayalaseema. Seema is also an administrative unit under Vijayanagaras. Your Rayalaseema region was controlled by the Vijayanagaras. So they have divided into various zones, and one of the zone is Rayalaseema. That Seema is a administrative unit. So anyhow, who is the head of this kingdom? King is the head of kingdom. In Sangam literature, he was referred as Ko or Vendan. Right up. He was referred as Ko or Vendan. V-E-N-D-A-N. Vendan. Did you remember that movie, Chandramukhi? Chandramukhi called that king Vendan. So here Vendan means king. So here, what are the qualities for a king? Even your Ardhashastra provided some qualifications to become a king. He should be physically and mentally fit. Okay, he has to dedicate a lot of time on administration. He has to sleep only 4.5 hours according to Ardhashastra. Then what Sangam literature prescribes about the king? Yeah? King must possess the qualities of Panchabhutas. King must possess the qualities of Panchabhutas. What are the Panchabhutas? Agni. You know, wind and Agni. They are destructive forces. Like the wind and Agni, king must be destructive towards the enemies. Okay? Then, wind, Agni. Earth. What is the quality we have to learn from earth? Patience. King must be patient. Okay? He should not be hasty. He should not take the swift decisions. Yeah? Then, water. What are the qualities of water? Without expecting anything, it is going to serve your thirst. Without expecting anything, it is going to serve you. It is nothing but the compassion. Water is nothing but compassion. So like that, like water, king must possess compassion. Then, Akasha. Yeah. When you look at Akasha, that's a vision. Like Akasha, king must have the broad vision. Broad vision. Yeah. Yeah. Infinite vision. Yeah. So these are the qualities a king must possess. Here, king was assisted by, write down, king was assisted by following officers. King was assisted by following officers. Senapati, priest, Senapatiyar, Antanar, okay. Spice. Underline this point. Spies are called as horrors. Horrors. Spies are called as horrors. Yeah. Okay. King's ambassadors are called as Dyotar. Duta. Ambassadors are called as Dutar. Okay, I said that for all the Sangam kingdoms, there is a capital city. In every capital city, Madurai, okay, Vanji and Varayur, they used to plant one sacred tree. They used to plant one sacred tree. And this sacred tree is called as Kadamaram. This sacred tree is called as Kadamaram. Okay, it is the symbol of king's prestige, king's status. If there is a war between Cholas and Pandyans, if Chola forces defeat the Pandyans, then they enter into the Pandyans' capital city, Madurai. There, they are going to attack this Kadamaram. If they cut off this tree, it is nothing but cutting off the head of king. So, they are going to lose their prestige and status. Okay. If they were defeated by the enemies, now king preferred to death. He would not show his face to the enemy. And that was recently asked. That is Vatti Kuruttai. Vatti Kuruttai means the king performing the king sacrificing his life. Okay, write down. In every capital city, a sacred tree or tutelary, sacred tree or tutelary tree was planted. It is called as Kadamaram, underline. It is called as Kadamaram. Like Sri Krishna Devaraya, like Chandragupta Maurya, they also maintain a court. That imperial court is called as Avai. Right. Their imperial court is called as Avai. Their imperial court is called as Avai. Okay. Right. They maintained the Chaturanga Balas. They maintained the Chaturanga Balas. What are the Chaturanga Balas? Infantry, elephantry, cavalry, and chariotry. Chaturanga Balas. See, there are certain virtues in the Sangam age. The virtue is, if you are a soldier, you prefer to die in the battlefield. You should not show your face to the enemies, at the same time to your relatives. When you enter into the battlefield, you will come back with the victory or else die in the battlefield. So it is nothing but that war ethic they followed. Okay, if soldiers lost their lives in the battlefield, they are being worshipped as heroes. Once they were buried, on their burials, they planted some hero stones. We can call them as the Veeragal. We can call them as Veeragal. Veeragal tradition was started, or Nadugal. Veeragal or Nadugal tradition. Write down. Soldiers who died in the battlefield, soldiers who died in the battlefield were worshipped as Veeragal. Yeah, even in Andhra, in some families, there is a kind of celebration called Veerula Pandaga. Veerula Pandaga means if you have any joint family, if your forefathers lost their lives, and we believe that they become the Veeras, and we make some kind of celebration before any marriage happens in that family. Veeragal or Nadugal tradition, underline this. Okay. Winning side? No, both sides. Here it's not occupy. Okay, fine. That's here when you have the Cholas and Pandyans, they made frequent battles. In their battles, they have defeated the forces. They were pushed out of their capitals. Okay, but they were not completely uprooted. They are not completely uprooted. Over a period of time, within the Pandyans, a powerful ruler emerges and he is going to attack Cholas, and they were pushed out of their territories, and that was continuous war. Okay. Recently, we have in the last 75 years, we fought many wars against Pakistan, India and Pakistan. The soldiers whom we lost in the battles, we celebrate them as heroes. Then what about Pakistan? Since they were defeated by the India, wouldn't they celebrate? Their soldiers, they also celebrate. Kargil war heroes, that Bangladesh Liberation War heroes, how we are celebrating. So in the similar manner, the tradition called Veeragal or Nadugal tradition was practiced in Sangam period. Okay, next. Below we have village, Perur. In Rigvedic period, we have a village, but every village was governed by two assemblies. What are they? Sabha and Samiti. So here also there is village assembly, and this village assembly is called as Mandram. Mandram, M-A-N-R-A-M, Mandram. Village assembly. What was the main source of their income? Land revenue. First is land revenue, then trade. Okay. So to collect the land revenue, first of all, they need to measure the land. How we measure the land right now? 1 acre, 2 acre. So in a similar manner, there are some land measuring units called Ma and Veli. Write down. Ma and Veli. Ma and Veli are land measuring units. Ma and Veli are land measuring units. Next, Kanakasuram. Kanakasuram. What is Kanakasuram? Kanaka means gold or wealth. Okay, he is the head of treasury. Head of treasury. Head of treasury. Generally, how we are giving Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, Padma Shri, how state provides some titles to the eminent people. In the similar manner, king also, he bestow some titles to the nobles, raiders, and this title is Kaviti. K-A-V-I-T-I, Kaviti, underline. Kaviti. Kaviti is a title given by kings. Underline. Kaviti is a title given by kings to ministers, nobles, and merchants. Nobles and merchants. Okay. So that's all about the Sangam administration. Then what about Sangam society? How was Sangam society? Write down. Generally, in the head of Sangam, in the head of society, what are the dimensions we need to discuss? Family, okay. So we are going to see whether it is a patriarchal family or matriarchal family. Patriarchal or matriarchal. Yeah. Then Position of women. Yeah. Within this, you can decide position of women. Position of women in family, in marriage, in education, in society. Yeah. Then education. Okay. Major forms of livelihood. That's we are going to discuss in economy. Yeah. Then hierarchies. Hierarchies are divisions in the society. Divisions in the society. So what were the divisions in the society? How many divisions generally? Three varnas. What are the three varnas? Brahmins. Brahmins are called as Anthanars. Anthanars are the priestly class. Then Kshatriyas. Kshatriyas are called as Arasars. Arasars. Next one is Vaishyas. Vaishyas are called as Vanigar. Vanigars. Vanijyam. Vanijyam means trade and commerce. Vanikpata, trade routes. So Vanigar means Vaishyas. Then what about the next one? Yeah? Shudras. Here it's not the Shudras. They mentioned about a farming community called Velalars. Velalars. Velalars are the farmers. Velalars are farmers. Anthanars, Arasars, Vanigars, and Velalars. Yeah, in fact, actually, your geography is going to dictate your livelihood. On the basis of livelihood, your caste is going to be decided. For your caste, you have your own deity. You have your own deity. So let's say, for example, so this is what the Chola Chera Pandyas. So this is what the block. In this block, what are the geographical forms you can identify? Geographical features? Yeah. See, coastal area. Geography. So coastal area is called as Naidal. Coastal area is Naidal in Sangam literature. So Naidal means, the term Naidal indicates, or else they may give some match the following pairs. You need to identify the Sangam words. Let's say, if you are living on the sea coast, what could be your profession? Fishing, mostly fishing. So fishing is their livelihood or economy. Their economy based on fishing. Now, fishermen are called as Parudavars. Velalars are the farmers. Parudavars. This is their caste. Parudavars. Okay. So these fishermen, they worship a god. Who is that god? They are venturing into ocean. They might have faced storms, cyclones and all. So someone has to protect them from all these storms. Varuna. Varuna. It means religion. In my words, geography is everything, my dear. Geography is mother of all the subjects. Am I correct or not? So the statement, the meaning of the statement you can understand here. Geography determines your economy. On the basis of economy, your caste, your social hierarchy depends, and that indicates your religion. Okay. Now what else? What are the other geographical forms you can identify? Yeah. They were okay, fine. Even at the river also you can go for fishing. We can call them as Paradavars. There is no much difference. Yeah. Then plains. So that plain areas, Plain areas are called as Marudam or Marutham. Fertile soils. We can call them as fertile soils. Okay. When you have fertile soil, what could be your profession? Agriculture. So they get their livelihood from agriculture. If you take up agriculture, you are being called as Vellalars. Vellalars. Okay? Yeah. Farmers worship. Farmers worship a god because when they have the farm, someone has to protect their farm, their fields from the pest and all. You know, Aryans, they took the help of Indra. For what? To break the forts of non-Aryans. So here also, they took the help of Indra. Generally, Indra is a Aryan god. But here, Indra is also being worshipped by the Sangam people. Okay? Particularly farmers. Vellalars worship Indra. Okay? What else? What you can see? Just imagine Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Forest. So hilly area. Hilly area. Okay. Hilly areas are called as Kurunji. Hilly areas are called as Kurunji. Yeah. In the hilly areas, what could be your livelihood? Hunting. You will go for hunting. All the tribals, how they get their food? They get their food from the hunting only. So the livelihood is from hunting. So hunters are called as Ainas. Hunters are called as Ainas. It's a caste. Yeah. There is a popular god in Tamil Nadu who is being worshipped mostly by the hilly area people. Murugan, very good. Murugan or Subramanya. Murugan. Yeah. Then what else? Is it only coast, fertile soils or hilly areas? Pastures. Pastures are there. Pastures. So these pastures are called as Mulai. Pastures are called as Mulai. Pastures. Yeah. Then what could be your profession? Pastoralism or cattle rearing. Pastoralism or cattle rearing. So pastoralists are called as Kurumbas. Kurumbas. In Rayalaseema region, there is a community called Kurubas. So in North India, we call them as Yadavas, but in Rayalaseema, we call them as Kurubas. The Kuruba is term came from the Kurumbas. Yeah. Who is their famous deity? Whom they worship? Krishna. So North Indians call them as Krishna. We call Krishna as Mayan. Mayan. Mayalodu. Okay. Next. They worship Mayan. Yeah. What else? You know, most of the Tamil Nadu is in the rain shadow region, where you don't get the rainfall, absence of fertile soils and hilly areas, okay, even fertile soils and the coastal area. Such kind of lands are called as, so they are all the dry lands. They are all dry lands, and these dry lands are called as Palai. When you are in the dry lands, what would be your profession? Robberies. Not potteries, robbery. robbery, thefting. There is a separate community. There is a separate community. A robber community called Malavars. 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 Vatsayana's Kama Sutra mentioned, out of 64 arts, stealing or thefting is also an art. It's not such an easy thing, my dear. They need some practice. It's a skill. It has been transferring from one generation to the other generations. They take a lot of precautions. If they have to target one house, first of all, they make some kind of recce. They'll observe the things, what's happening, who will live in this area. Okay. Once they make all the recce and they are going to fix the date. When they are going to make robbery, even they are also face some kind of problems, challenges. Okay, they need the blessings of. They also worship a goddess called Koravi. So she is the goddess for robbers. Koravi. Okay. There are some other communities also, but according to the geography, we have divided it. Okay. The respective communities are Kammakaras, Suvarnakaras, okay, Setabaddikas, they are all there. We will discuss them in the Indo-Roman trait. Then what are the other aspects of society? We have seen various hierarchies. Then position of women. Position of women. Household life, write down. Household life is important for women. Is important for women. Widow life was miserable. Widow life was miserable. What about sati? Did they practice sati? Did they practice sati or not? What happened to Kannagi? What she has done? After the death of Kovalan, she performed sati. So sati entered into our South India. Okay, and sati is called as Tippaidal. Sati was performed with the name of Tippaidal. Sati was performed with the name of Tippaidal. Okay. However, women were also encouraged for learning. Women were encouraged for learning. Example, Necheliyar. Necheliyar. She was a learned woman in Sangam age. Necheliyar. So that's all about the Sangam society. And we have seen the Sangam religion also. Generally, Sangam religion. In Sangam religion, so what were the gods we worship generally? We worship the god Indra, Varuna, okay, fine. Murugan. Then, who is the father of Murugan? Shiva. Shiva is also a popular god in South India. Then, Shakti. Krishna. We worship Krishna. And Krishna's brother, Balarama. So these are the important gods we worship. Right? Sangam people worship Sangam people worship gods like Indra, Murugan, Shiva, Krishna, and Balarama. Okay? Yeah. So that's all about your Sangam societies. Sangam economy, Sangam religion, Sangam society, Sangam administration, and Sangam political history. So Sangam literature will be discussed in your art and culture. Yeah, you can decide what could be it is, patriarchal or matriarchal. Patriarchal it is. Last year. Me too, me too. Okay, in the next session I'll discuss it. Now in the post-Mauryan period, apart from these regional history or regional kingdoms political history, there is an important topic called Indo-Roman trade. Indo-Roman trade. Generally, we thought that this Indo-Roman trade is an important area for mains perspective. But recently, they're asking questions, even in prelims, with respect to this Indo-Roman trade. Here we have India. So in Europe, we have Rome. There was extensive trade contacts between India and the Rome, particularly South India. Okay. So where is the example? Where is the evidence for this? Yeah. Muslin trade. So it was evident from the references given by Periples of Erythraean Sea. So Periples of Erythraean Sea as well as Naturalis Historia. Naturalis Historia. They are giving evidence or proof about the Indo-Roman trade. Right down. Periples of Erythraean Sea and Naturalis Historia. Provided information related to Indo-Roman trade. These two are literary evidences. Then what about archaeological evidences? So here near Pondicherry, Archaeological Department of India, they excavated a site called Arikamedu. Arikamedu near Pondicherry. At Arikamedu, we excavated some Roman pots. Roman pots. We can call it as Arytanine ware and rowletted ware. Rowletted ware. Underline these 2 points. Arytanine ware. Ware means pots. And rowletted ware. These are the glassy jars, painted jars. Were found at Arikamedu. Were found at Arikamedu. Found at Arikamedu. Rouletted. Rowletted ware. Arretine. Arytanine ware, rowletted ware. were found at Arikamedu. Yeah. Czars. So one more evidence. Apart from this, large number of Roman coins were also excavated from South India. Write down. Large number of Roman coins. Large number of Roman coins were excavated in South India. Example, Nagarjuna Konda. Nagarjuna Konda. Now, what factors contributed for this extensive trade? What were the factors contributed? Ports. Write down. Large number of ports. Large number of ports in the western and eastern coast. In the western and eastern coast. In the western and eastern coast contributed for trade. Contributed for trade. Yeah. Apart from this, so first point is ports. Who has to maintain the ports? Who has to patronize the trade and commerce? It is up to kings. Kings has to take the call. Kings has to patronize, promote the trade and commerce. And who are the rulers across the India by the time? In post-modern period, who are the rulers? Chola, Pandyans, and Cheras. Particularly your Pandyans. Pandyans, they sent royal embassies to the Roman Empire. Write down. Pandyans sent, S-E-N-T, sent royal embassies to Roman emperors like Augustus and Tiberius. Augustus and Tiberius. Which of the following kingdoms sent ambassadors to Roman Empire? Kushans, Shungas, Shatavahanas, Pandyans. It is the Pandyans. Okay. Now, apart from this, here we have Shatavahanas. A Shatavahana ruler, he patronized, he promoted trade and international trade. In celebrating his international trade, he issued coins with ship symbol coins. Who is the Shatavahana ruler? Not Gautamiputra Shatakarni, Yagnasri Shatakarni. Yagnasri Shatakarni. So Shatavahana is also promoting. On the top, in the North India, we have Indo-Greeks, Shakas, Parthians, particularly Kushans. By the time of Kushans, their boundaries starts from the Ganges river, Ganges to Volga river, Ganges to Volga river. Okay, in the Central Asia. So up to this entire stretch comes under the Kushan Empire. Now they promoted, obviously that large empire has facilitated the this, not Volga, Oxus river. Volga, Oxus river. Okay, write down. Kings across India promoted promoted international trade. International trade. What else? What else? Ports and the kings, their approach towards the trade and commerce. Apart from this, demand for Indian goods. Okay, how the demand was raised? Quality. How you are able to make the quality goods or luxurious goods? How did you get that skill? My father is a potterer. Okay, my grandfather is also potterer. My great-great-grandfather, they are also potterers. Over a period of time, that skill has been transmitted from one generation to other generation. If you born in a potterer family, okay, you have to take up only pottery. It is a positive aspect of caste system, positive aspect of jati system. Because of jati and caste systems, our skill has been improved. Am I correct? Look at some of the professions, lawyers. If your father is Supreme Court lawyer, obviously you will be inclined towards that lawyer profession. If your father and mother are doctors, you will also be attracted towards the doctor profession. Automatically that skill is being nurtured. Okay, and one more thing. Who provide the technical education? Who provide technical education? Is there any universities? Universities impart only that literature. Universities impart the theoretical knowledge, but who provide the technical knowledge? Yeah, guilds. Very good. So indirectly, your guilds as well as your jati system, it is responsible for the excellence in handicrafts. Excellence in handicrafts. So we can't ignore the role played by the guilds. Right down. Artisanal guilds. Artisanal. ARTISANAL. Artisanal guilds. Within the bracket, Jattaka. Artisanal guilds. Jattaka. Provided technical education. Provided technical education and nurtured skill. Next point. Professionalization. Professionalization in handicrafts. Professionalization in handicrafts was encouraged by jati system. JATI, jati. When I say jati, don't feel it as a derogatory term. Okay. Generally people ask you which jati you belongs to. We thought that jati is a derogatory term. No. Actually, you get your name and fame by what? Let's say if I am the blacksmith, I am going to make the swords and my swords are world renowned. There is a lot of demand for the swords made by Saideswar. So with my work, I am going to get the name and fame. Okay, name and fame is called as khyati. Am I correct? So you are getting your name and fame by your work. So we call it as a khyati. From khyati, the word has been gradually transformed into jati. Okay. Europeans, Portuguese people, they came India. They can't understand these many divisions. They thought that it is the divisions and they call it as a caste. The word caste is derived from casta, is a Portuguese word. Division, hierarchy. Originally, it is a jati system was existing. Okay. Here we are. Jattaka. Now, if guilds wanted loans, if guilds wanted some investment, who will provide investments? Yeah, kings. Generally, kings would not give. Guilds, they themselves act as banks. Guilds, they themselves act as trustees. Guilds, they themselves act as minting compounds. Guilds maintain force. Guilds have their own laws. Guilds, they exercise judicial powers. Everything is guild. If you belongs to goldsmith family and your goldsmith guild is going to control your life. If guilds wanted investment, who will provide? Buddhist sanghas. Okay, Buddhist sanghas provide investments to the guilds. How they got the investments? How they got the wealth? Because kings and the nobles, okay, they provided grants, land grants. They given costly gifts. They given gold, and that gold was channelized, and it was given to the guilds as the loans. Am I clear or not? My friend has a doubt. Sir, why kings are donating all these things? Yeah, for what? Why? What they are expecting from the Buddhist sangha? Yeah. Who is your favorite god? No god. At least don't you believe in nature? Shiva. Okay. If your favorite god is Shiva, you pray to the Shiva. If you help me, I'll come to Somnath. I'll come to Kashi. I'll donate this much of gold to you. Am I correct? You expect some kind of material gains or else spiritual merit. So by expecting spiritual merit, kings, nobles, they donated land grants to the Buddhist sanghas, and they invested it into guilds. You will be really surprised. Buddhist sanghas operated or involved in liquor trade. Can you believe this? In Taxila region, there are some Buddhist sanghas, Buddhist monasteries. They engaged in the liquor trade. Right now. Yeah.
Part were captured by sometimes captured by Cholas. They don't disturb kind of system involved in the region. Britishers do that.
Yeah, Britishers, their policy altogether is different. They never considered India as their motherland, so they considered India as a colony. Okay, how they could use the colony? To exploit the colony, their policies were devised. Okay, and your question is, when Cholas and Pandyans are fighting against each other, did they disturb this trade and commerce or not? No. Okay, if Cholas has to emerge, they need the revenue. Where do you get the revenue? Taxes. Who will pay the taxes? Merchants. They don't disturb. No one would disturb. I'll give an example. India and China, friends or rivals? There is no doubt at all. You have to say rivals only. India and China are rivals. Okay, I'm not calling enemies. They are the rivals. Though we are the rivals, look at the Indo-China trade. Indo-China trade is booming. Am I correct? They are registering trade surplus. We are in the trade deficit. Yeah. India and Pakistan, we are also rivals for the last 75 years. Did we completely stop the trade? No. Here and there, we also exporting, importing goods. So, just because of the political rivalry, your trade or economy will never be disturbed. Then?
Even artisans.
Yeah, they never disturb.
They know very well. They disturb that system. They got losses.
Political rivalries only between the kings. It would not touch the society or the people, communities in that area. Yeah, they followed the same structure. According to the Sangam literature, this is what the system, political system we had. Even you, if you are the king, okay, would you disturb the trade? Practice of what? What practices? The same thing, agriculture, industry, trade and commerce. Other than these three, there is no fourth kind of system. The same kind of system. What do you want? What do you expect from the industries? What do you expect from the guilds? Taxes. You won't concern about the production. Production will be taken care by the market forces. Okay. Demand and supply. Demand and supply. State has not interfered into the economy except in the Mauryan period. Mauryans, they try to control the economy. Even state has started mining, state has manufacturing, and state is exporting, importing goods. That is something like your Nehruvian socialist state. State is doing everything. But in the Sangam period, state has not interfered. State promote, facilitate guilds. Okay, right now. Yeah.
Must have different like they have
Mm-hmm.
India had
If you want American goods, in which currency you are going to get? In which currency you are going to pay? Dollars. So how you are paying dollars to the Americans or all the European countries, in the similar manner, even Romans also, they minted coins according to the standards of Indian coins. That's what the domination that Indian handicrafts, Indian luxurious goods enjoyed. There's no doubt at all. They aligned their systems according to India. Right now. Is that point, last point I said? Continuation. Buddhist Sanghas, very, very important, my dear. Buddhist Sanghas also engaged in trade. Also engaged in trade by providing loans, nothing but money lending. By providing loans. Please go back to the period of Buddha. So what happened during the time of Buddha? What they do generally? Sanghas. Yeah? Every day they go to village and beg the food and preach the Buddha's message and come back. Okay. For their livelihood, they depends upon the alms or begging. With these land grants, with this money lending, they became wealthy. Now, Buddhist monks no need to go to villages and beg the alms. They confined only to their vihara. They stopped entering into villages and begging the alms. Great thing or not? It's not a great thing. For Buddhism, it's not great thing. Once they stopped communicating with the villagers, now Buddhism gradually receding from the masses. It confined only to sanghas and the viharas. That's it. Okay, and within the masses, it lost the support base. Okay, right. Over a period of time, Buddhist Sangha was isolated from masses. Was isolated from masses. Yeah. What is the next important thing for the trade and commerce in post-modern period? Coins. They issued coins. You know, Indo-Greeks, they introduced the gold coins. We have the Kushans. Kushans also issued large number of gold coins. Satavahanas, they introduced the silver, copper, protein coins. And here, Chola Chera Pandyas, they also issued their own coins. Right down. Growth of coinage. Helped helped international trade. Helped international trade. Okay. You may get a doubt. Sir, these coins already there in the pre-Mauryan times. Even in the pre-Mauryan time, Mauryan time, we have the coins, we have ports, we have the kings. But why all of a sudden in post-Mauryan period, there is an influx of this wealth. Lot of demand for the Indian goods. Yeah. What is this ocean? What is this sea? Yeah. Arabian Sea. We are calling it as Arabian Sea. Since ancient period, Arabs used to come here. Only Arabs, they could come to Malabar coast and exported the goods to West. Okay, from Arabs, here we have the Greeks and Romans. From Arabs, they bought the goods. So who is the middleman? Middlemen are the Arabs. But for Indians, there is only one buyer. Arabs are the only one buyer. We have no bargaining power. Even Greeks and Romans also depends upon Arabs. You may raise a doubt. Sir, why not Greeks and Romans enter into India or directly having trade contacts? Yeah, I think in your geography, we have the Indian Ocean. In Indian Ocean, there are some winds. What are these winds? Trade winds. Okay. May to June, we have the southwest monsoons. Okay, in the first week of June, it entered into Kerala. And it will spread across the India. Next, in the month of October, what happens? In the month of October, it will be reversed. We can call it as a northeast monsoons. The technique of monsoons, the pattern of monsoon, the pattern of trade winds in the Indian Ocean was known only to Arabs. It's a secret. Okay. Monsoon is called as Mausam. The word Mausam is derived from the Arabs. Only Arabs have this secret. Okay. So what Arabs will do? Arabs will have that ships which moves with the wind. They'll wait up to June. During the June month, they enter into Indian Ocean. Effortlessly, that winds push the boats and they come to this coast. Here, they stay for 6 months and procure all the spices, okay, handicrafts. And again, they start their journey in the month of, they'll wait up to October. Okay, in the month of October, again, they start the return journey. When they start the return journey, this northeast winds, it will push and they'll comfortably move. But Greeks and Romans, they don't know this secret. What Greeks will do? Greeks enter into the Indian Ocean in the month of October. They are heading towards India. What happens? And it will be turned down. So this secret was known only to Arabs. But in the post-Mauryan period, an Italian sailor called Hippalus, he discovered the secret. Okay, with that, Greeks and Romans started directly trading with the India. Now, earlier we have only Arabs. Now, who are the buyers? Buyers are Greeks and the Romans. When you have more buyers, automatically your bargaining power will be increased. Demand will be increased. And you can quote the more price for your goods. Once you get the more price, automatically whose life will be improved? Yeah, sellers. Who are the sellers? Merchants will be benefited, artisans will be benefited. Now the incomes of merchants and the artisans was raised. Okay, automatically their standard of living also raised. Now merchants, artisans, they have wealth. Guilds have the wealth. Now what guilds will do? They'll start shipbuilding. Okay, fine. Shipbuilding industry was developed. Once you have the wealth, you are going to donate. Donate to whom? By that time, what was the popular religion? Buddhism. Now they started donating, contributing for the Gandhara School of Art, Madura School of Art, Amravati School of Art. You can see coincidence. On the one hand, rise of trade and commerce, improving the life, incomes. On the other hand, flourishing of Gandhara, Madura and Amravati schools of art. Indirectly, it promoted Buddhism. Okay, write down. In 1st century AD, in 1st century AD, an Italian sailor, Hippalus, 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 underline, Hippalus, realized the pattern of monsoons. As a result, Greeks and Romans directly established trade contacts with India. Indirectly, it contributed for the growth of Buddhist art and architecture. You know, in ancient and medieval period, who commanded the world trade? There are two powerful countries. One is India. Another one is not Mesopotamia in IVC period. China, our friend. China. Around 30% of the global trade was done by these two countries, China and India. Okay. And Chinese, they export their goods through this route. What is this route? Silk route. Why are we calling it as silk? Because Chinese knew the secret of silk and they manufactured one of the finest silk. There is a lot of demand in the Roman market for the Chinese silk. But there is a problem in post-modern period. In post-modern period, here when the silk route is going through the Central Asia, here we have Central Asian tribes. And the Central Asian tribes obstructed Chinese trade. They started attacking the Chinese merchants and traders. If they are being looted by the tribes, would they prefer that route? They would not prefer that route. Now, they cannot go through that route. Now, they diverted the Silk route. And now, the Silk route has been shifted towards the south of China, China to Tibet, Tibet to Sikkim, Sikkim to India, Madhya Pradesh, and reached Barkacha. Okay, and Chinese silk route or silk trade was diverted towards the India. Is it beneficial or not? What we do, how we are going to be benefited? Taxes, customs tolls. So as a result, our kingdoms, they started imposing customs and we are benefiting right now. Sorry. Diversion of Silk route, Chinese Silk route via Tibet, Sikkim, Central India, and Barukacha. Barukacha. We call it as a brooch. Barukacha or brooch. B-R-O-A-C-H. Brooch. Okay. So that's all about the Indo-Roman trade. So what we have covered? We covered about the post-Mauryan period. Post-Mauryan period. Okay. Now we are moving from post-Mauryan period to Guptan period. Guptan period. Now in the Guptan period, here we have all the foreign kingdoms. Foreign kingdoms. Foreign kingdoms were replaced by Guptan Empire. Guptan Empire. Okay. Earlier, Deccan was ruled by Satavahanas. Now, Satavahana kingdom was disintegrated. It was replaced by Vakatakas. Write down. Vakatakas. Write brief points about Vakatakas. Vakatakas. They are contemporary rulers of Guptans. Contemporary rulers of Guptans. They controlled northwestern Deccan region. Yeah. Which caste they belongs to? Brahmins. They are the Brahmins. Right now, they are Brahmins. They are Brahmins. Okay. If they are Brahmin, naturally, they are going to patronize which religion? Hinduism or Buddhism? Yeah? Hinduism. How they are going to patronize Hinduism? Huh? Rituals. What kind of rituals? Ashwamedha Yaga. So, Vakatakas patronized Hinduism by performing rituals. Point number one. Point number two. Okay. They also extended land grants to the Brahmins. Okay. Vakatakas are the regional kings. Guptans are the emperors. But Vakatakas issued more land grants than the Guptans. Right up. Since they are Brahmins, they patronized Hinduism, provided more land grants than Guptans. Underline. Even they maintained a matrimonial relationship with the Guptans. In Guptan Empire, we have a powerful ruler called Chandragupta II. Okay, Chandragupta II has a daughter, Prabhavati Gupta. So, Prabhavati Gupta was married to Vakataka prince. Right down. They maintained a matrimonial alliance with. They maintained a matrimonial alliance with Guptans. Yeah. So the last ruler of Vakatakas is Prithvisena. Prithvisena II. Right on. Last ruler of Vakatakas. Prithvisena II. Was assassinated by Pulakesi I. Yeah. Pulakesi I founded Badami Chalukyas. He founded Badami Chalukyan kingdom. Badami Chalukyan kingdom. Okay. And one more change you can see here. Earlier Shatavahanas were replaced by Vakatakas. At the same time, here we have this northern Karnataka. Northern Karnataka region was ruled by the Kadambas. Right? Subheading Kadambas. Don't underestimate this information. Kadambas, Kadambas, Kadambas. They ruled over northern Karnataka. Northern Karnataka. Within the bracket, Konkan region. Konkan region. Their capital city was Banavasi. Their capital city was Banavasi. Actually, it's not Mysore. Banavasi. Yeah, in the fag end of Vakatakas, they were formed. They are going to fight against the Pulakesi II. Okay. So these Kadambas also patronized Hinduism. They provided land grants to Brahmins as well as the Jains. Right now, they extended land grants to Brahmins as well as Jains. Okay. Again, here this entire Deccan was ruled by Satavahanas. One part was ruled by Vakatakas. Here northern Karnataka by the Kadambas, southern Karnataka by Gangas. Right on. Southern Karnataka, Gangas. Gangas, Gangas. They ruled from Mysore. They mostly patronized Jains or Jainism. Mostly patronized Jainism. Underline this. They were subordinates under Pallavas. 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 Right down. Pallavas. Continuation. Pallavas declared independence from Ikshvakus. They equally patronized Hinduism, Jainism. And Jainism. While discussing about Pallavan art and architecture, we have seen some caves. Tiruchunapalli cave, Mandagapattu cave, Sittanavasal paintings. In that Sittanavasal paintings, we have seen one painting. There the layers of living beings. Bottom, we have animals. people, masses, then monks, then Tirthankaras. Okay, nothing but the Jainism. You can take 15 minutes break. Again, we will assemble and we will see all these regional kingdoms as well as Harshavardhana.